Club. The French journalists who were attacked by Islamic terrorists last week aren't backing down. A new edition of Charlie Hebdo will hit the newsstands today with a cartoon of Muhammad on the cover.
Here at home, the U.S. military's social media has been hacked by ISIS sympathizers who posted a deadly warning from the Islamic State. George Thomas has that story.
Less than a week after the brutal massacre at the French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo, those who survived the attack are speaking out for the first time.
There wasn't a day we didn't receive death threats, but no one could have imagined that our team would be decimated with a Kalashnikov.
The staff is working around the clock to finish their next issue, but it has not been easy.
We lost 8 people. 8 important people for us, 8 friends.
The magazine's new cover features a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad holding a sign that reads, "Je suis Charlie."
Obviously, for us, it's a little difficult to write about anything else other than the attack.
With a tear running down the Prophet's face, the caption on the cover in French reads, "Tout est pardonné." In English, all is forgiven. Some 3 million copies will hit newsstands on Wednesday. Security in Paris and across France is tight ahead of the release, with some 10,000 soldiers deployed, half of them protecting Jewish schools, synagogues and neighborhoods.
This is very scary, and you have got to be afraid. But you have to be a free man, because if you are not free, we can no longer live.
Authorities say as many as 6 suspects in last week's attacks may still be at large. Meanwhile, a propaganda coup for the terror group ISIS. Its sympathizers reportedly took control of the Twitter and YouTube sites of the U.S. military's Central Command, the lead agency fighting the ISIS terror threat. Hackers renamed the Twitter feed Cyber Caliphate and posted several threats, including this one: "American soldiers, we are coming, watch your back." Hackers also uploaded ISIS propaganda videos and posted the names and addresses of generals. Hours after the attack, the Pentagon played down the incident, calling it cyber vandalism, but the FBI is investigating the incident. As some of the bodies of those killed in the Jewish supermarket arrived in Israel for burial, the White House admitted it should have sent someone with high profile to Sunday's massive anti-terrorism rally in Paris. More than 3 million people took part in the rally, including 40 world leaders. George Thomas, CBN News.
In all the discussion about free speech, we need to keep in mind the source. That French newspaper, it's a weekly, was sued by the Islamic Council of France and by the Grand Mosque of Paris and Lyon, all in an effort to stop publication. That's the source of this. And when that lawsuit was not successful, their offices were then firebombed. Their employees were then put under police protection, and then they were massacred, all because they wanted to print cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. That's the source here. So if you hear in the news that somehow or other this is Islamic extremism, point out, well, was it extremism for the French Muslim Council to try to sue to stop free speech? Was it extremism when their mosque turned out to say we need to stop this kind of speech? That's the question. We have to look at the source of this terror, what was the ideology behind it, and that gives you an illumination of what's really going on and why it seems to be spontaneous eruptions of extraordinary violence, whether it's in Ottawa or in Paris or in Israel or in Jakarta. It just seems to produce this kind of violence on a regular basis. We need to wake up and realize the source.